Hey, Brock. I've recently moved to Chattanooga for work, and I'm excited about this fresh start. But I've been grappling with a challenge as of late. I feel like I'm back in high school. I need help approaching women in social settings. I think I'm pretty outgoing, and I've tried striking up conversations out here, but I often feel uncertain about how to do it without coming across as intrusive or making them uncomfortable. I value genuine connection and want to ensure my interactions reflect that. Could you offer some strategies or techniques to approach women in this area respectfully and authentically? I'm eager to learn what you have to say. I'm 31 years old, and I'm an engineer. Thanks for your insights. And that was sent in by Alex M. I kind of get a vibe that he's having a little bit more difficulty than maybe he would wherever he's from, or because it's a new city. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. What is your experience on the women here of Chattanooga? Are they different than others, or?
I would say on average, no. The women here in Chattanooga aren't different from, other cities, as long as like you're not in those like Miami type of places. Like the women down there usually are the whole dynamic, the dating dynamic is totally different down there. I would say probably 2/3 of the guys who reach out to me are in this exact same boat. They're like, man, I am trying to figure out how to be authentic, how to approach women, how to just have some icebreakers.
Yeah.
Seems to be the most intimidating, most daunting thing that a lot of guys have to worry about. But yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. First of all, let's just talk about Chattanooga in particular. I think Chattanooga is actually a really easy place for people to date. And I hear it all the time, like, oh, Chattanooga sucks to date here. Listen up, everybody. It sucks dating, period. Right. It's hard everywhere. You go to Miami, LA, New York, big cities, small cities, big towns. It doesn't matter. It's difficult everywhere. Chattanooga is no different. I will say this, Alex. I didn't catch where you moved from, but I will say this. The thing about Chattanooga is that it's a very community-based, who do you know, who knows you type of situation. So you coming in, honestly, you're going to have a leg up because a lot of people want somebody who's not been here for a very long time. So the people who are just moving here, and this is for everybody that just moves here,
sure,
you are actually cream of the crop. They want to date somebody who nobody else knows. That's really something that's highly valued around here. Not to say that having a little bit of a positive rapport with people in the community isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you just moving here, people get intrigued. They like the mystery. Like, that's always cool. So, but the women here are going to be what you're going to experience kind of all over the country.
Okay.
Fairly down to earth, fairly genuine, fairly looking for a similar thing that you are, which is a genuine connection. Like, let's be completely honest. The thing that people hate the most about dating is the unauthentic versions of people trying to just be super aggressive or trying to over impress. It's like, can we just hey, we're all normal people. We're just ordinary people, as John Legend would say. So what I love though is you're outgoing, you're an engineer. Mm-hmm. Sounds like you got some, a lot of things going for you. What I encourage you to do is lean into you being new. Like, man, I can't tell you how easy it is to approach a woman and ask her a genuine question about Chattanooga. Like, that is such an easy icebreaker. Hey, I just moved here from, I don't know, Cleveland, Ohio, whatever. Like, what do people do around here for fun? Like, the weather's warming up. I hear great things about this city. Like, what do you like to do? And boom, you're talking, you're being authentic because that's what you're wanting to do. That's how you want to build. And anyone listening, I am not an advocate for like the approach coaching type stuff or having pickup lines. I think that is super inauthentic and often backfires more than it actually works. Now, there's something to be said about having a clever pickup line, but usually it comes off as very, very ingenuine, and you're just going to probably shoot yourself in the foot more likely. And in a city like Chattanooga, that type of reputation gets spread real quick. So, Alex, that's what I'm going to say. But in terms of leaning into you being authentic, and this is something that a lot of people say is like, I don't want to do small talk. I want to really, start a connection. It's like, first of all, you got to get used to the small talk. That is how we vet people to even see if they're capable of having a deeper conversation, see if they're even worthy of that, see if they're on the same page as you are, if they want the same things you do. Everybody, you have to get used to the fact that small talk is going to be necessary. Now, Gina, you asked me, are the women here like everywhere else?
Yeah, and that's kind of just because the vibe I got, because he's just saying he wants to make sure that he's connecting with the women here.
Sure.
He says in this area. So he keeps kind of going to that. So I can only assume he's thinking maybe had a little more trouble than he's had in the past with the women here. So that's why I was kind of asking if if you, in your experiences, there is any difference. But maybe I think you hit it on the head. Maybe he's from a bigger city.
Yes. Well, what I was going to say is the women here being super down to earth, they don't think that a lot of the guys are just knee jerk, like creepy. That's not what they're thinking. And it sounds like, Alex, you've got a lot going for you. You're probably not coming off that way, but this is the big piece of advice that I have for a lot of the guys who are afraid to make approaches. Understand who you are, what you bring to the table. Understand this one concept more than anything. It's about packaging, not selling. And if we get into a coaching call, I'll talk to you more about this. But your packaging, it's how you present yourself. If you can present yourself in a really good way, you don't have to sell yourself. A lot of guys don't understand that. They think that from the very get, as soon as they open their mouth, they have to start impressing. They have to start saying things to maintain attention. But if you know how to present yourself, if you're well dressed, you got a nice haircut, all these types of things, like that goes a really long way, because a lot of guys are missing the boat on just understanding how presentation separates you from like 85% of and I'm doing air quotes here, the competition. Right. If you'll just make sure that you present yourself well, you're well spoken, you're polite, you don't have to sell yourself. You don't have to ever worry about coming off as inauthentic or ingenuine, or like you're trying to push an overly sexual agenda or anything like that. You can really connect just by being who you are, by making sure that you are presenting yourself as authentic and as clean and as tidy and as fun as you possibly can. So those are just going to be some of the things that you're able to do just to make a really good impact on the Chattanooga dating scene. And I said this a second ago, like Chattanooga is a really tight-knit community. Yeah. And I want all men to hear this. If you misbehave, and this goes for women too, if you're misbehaving in the dating market, your name's going to get brought up. You're going to have a reputation, and the last thing you want to do is to come off creepy, come off a certain way, come off too aggressive. That's not what you want. You need to be conducting yourself like ladies and gentlemen, and putting your best foot forward, treating each other with respect, because like I said, we're not Miami, we're not New York, we're not LA. Your name can get pushed around. You're going to develop a reputation, and you want people to be speaking highly of you when you're not in the same room as them. So Alex, that's the advice I'm going to give you for being here in Chattanooga. Conduct yourself like a gentleman, and I think you'll have a lot of success. And if you do want more advice specific to just you, feel free to reach out to me, and we can set up a coaching call.
Yeah, for sure. That's brockolsen.com too. You can go check out Brock's website, and I know that part of a singles network. There's numerous routes to go when it comes to connecting with Brock and helping out with the dating scene for sure. So, Alex, thank you so much for writing in. Great question. I mean, I think that's one of the things that kind of all should be reminded once in a while. The packaging. You have to look nice. The presentation means a lot. It goes a long way.
Don't wear chacos on a date.
Yeah, dress up a little bit.
Try
a little bit for sure, and that goes for both ends of the spectrum there for guys and girls. So, fantastic advice, Brock. Thank you so much. If you have a question out there that you would like us to tackle, send me an email. We'll get it on the air. You can be as anonymous as you like. That's Gino, Gino at WDODradio.com. And again, make sure you follow Brock on social media and check out his website for dating advice and more. And just a reminder, all of this audio, maybe Brock said something that you want to hear again, it's posted up on our website at hits96.com. So you can go there and re-listen. Brock, thanks for the advice. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Gino. Thank you.